Did you know that 75% of millennials would rather lose the ability to talk versus text? Well, in this episode of IDM's Greg's Friday Tip Day, we're going to explore texting versus calling and how it could affect your business. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, Greg here from IDM in the beautiful city of Cabot, Arkansas. And now coming to you from our new location at 201 East Main Street in Cabot. So be sure to stop by and check out our new home. Today's free marketing tip is all about texting versus calling. Over the past several years, we have started to see declining numbers in consumers that prefer phone calls over text or IMs. In fact, based off a national survey by Open Market, 75% of millennials would rather lose the ability to talk versus text. We have also seen that nearly 90% of consumers won't answer the phone anymore. Now, I'm not talking about calling is dead. I'm talking about unwanted calling is dead. Now, with these studies that show 75% of millennials, which keep in mind that millennials are typically between the ages of 25 to 40 years old, they prefer receiving messages over calls. They feel it's more personal. In their mind, messaging increases feelings of value and control. This will, in turn, increase the feelings that this choice is personalized towards that person to take their account into action, like their schedules, their preferences, and allow them choices. So, as we've seen here so far, for the demographic of 25 to 40 years old, which is also growing into the Gen X demographic too, which is 41 to 56 years old, texting is becoming the new norm. 76% of millennials say that texts are more convenient and on their own schedule. 63% of this group says that texts are less disruptive than a voice call. 53% say that they prefer text versus call in general, and 19% say they just don't even check their voicemail at all, ever. Okay, so what does this mean for my business? Well, with pre-COVID, and now we are majorly seeing texting over calling in post-COVID, we have to change the way we're interacting with our potential client base. In the past, it was easy. A person looks you up in a phone book, gives you a call. Simple, simple, simple. All right? However, nowadays, there are way more options a person can reach out to our company. The major three are our website, our social accounts, and even asking for recommendations in social groups. So we need to start looking at changing out our mindset on how we interact, even if it's not the preferred way that we would normally respond or how we would want to respond. We actually see this all the time in the world of pay-per-click advertising. When it comes to keyword research, you think to yourself, well, there's only a handful of keywords that I need my ads to rank for. But then you do keyword research, and you find a ton more options. Remember, not everyone searches or wants to interact in the same way that you might. For example, a potential customer reaches out to you via your website contact form. Unless that person says they are looking for someone to call them, they may, prefer to communicate via email instead. Because remember, interrupting phone calls. Now, of course, this is not black and white, and there are always exceptions to every rule. Okay, so now let's look at social. A potential customer reaches out via our Facebook page. And keep in mind that messaging is the #1 reported use of smartphones in the United States. If that potential customer sends us a Facebook message or reaches out to us via Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or just any of our social accounts, and I know this is very easy just to say, thank you for reaching out to us. We would love to help you. Is there a good time that maybe we can get on a quick call together? Well, I know what you're thinking. And I agree. I totally agree. As a business owner, sometimes it's just easier to get someone on that phone call, right? To help measure their reactions and engage them based on the conversation, because conversations can go farther than text. Like I said, I would prefer to get on a call myself, but we have to remember to engage our audience in their space. If someone reaches out to us at 8 p.m. on Facebook, more than likely they are not wanting a response that says, "Hey, call our office." We have to remember to engage them in the space they want to communicate in. Build that relationship, that trust, and not get into robot mode either. Now, there are ways to make messaging feel more personalized without taking so much of our valuable time, right? As a business owner, our time is valuable, right? So, for example, on Facebook, you could set up auto messaging and FAQs. With this, you can actually set questions and add personalized answers to those questions. Now, if you are running your own Facebook ads, you might want to use the call button as your call to action. And you know what? This is actually a pretty cool button. I mean, it really is. But we have to remember that 61.9% of Facebook users are between the ages of 18 and 44, with 25.7% between the age range of 25 and 34. So when we use the call to action button, we're actually targeting a very, very small audience base on Facebook especially. So in my opinion, it'd be better to send that traffic to a highly engageable landing page instead, if you prefer not to do messaging. At the end of the day, over the years, we've all seen how advertising has changed, how we communicate has changed, how we interact has changed. So if there is one thing that I want you to take away from this episode, is that to remember that when changes happen, you as the business owner may need to reevaluate and change with the times. Because remember, without you changing your operations, how you run things, you may find yourself falling behind the curve and losing ground, especially when comparing yourself to your competitors. Again, this is Greg from IDM in the beautiful city of Cabot, Arkansas, wishing everyone safe days. And if we can help you with anything, and I truly mean anything, even just a no pushy brainstorming over the phone, give me a call anytime at 501-941-3645 or visit me online at idmarkansas.com. And let's start your journey now.